Yes, indeed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Friday Night Live. I'm a little bit sweaty after the warm-up and trying to remember the topical material. This is the thing with topical material. You write it, then you immediately have to remember it. We're not feeling safe, ladies and gentlemen. We've always known that our nuclear deterrent is very safe. The one thing, it keeps the Ruskies out and there could be no mistakes. They have fail-safe devices. There could never be an accidental Armageddon. Well, we were happy to hear this week that a prominent UK arms firm has managed to weld a large part of a nuclear submarine on the wrong way up. Nice one, lads. But no doubt they've come up with some brilliant fail-safe device to make it safe again. It's probably a note blue tacked to the fridge of the submarine, you know. Don't forget, the controls are upside down. The fire button is where the don't fire button used to be. Let's just hope some responsible person's got his foot on the button, you know what I mean? Now, ladies and gentlemen, death has been very much in the news. The Americans have tried to ban smoking all over the place, and you can't argue with that. I like the old pub, but I think in public you shouldn't impose it upon people. But the Americans, I don't want to sell fags for safety reasons. Now, this is a country where you can buy guns over the counter, you know? And they're trying to ban cigarettes for safety reasons, you know? It's all right with guns, have as many as you want. Watch out, he's got a cigarette. Kid, what's the bulge in your pocket? It's a Magnum. That's okay. Thought it might be a pack of cigarettes. Do you feel lucky? Take one. Make my day. I mean, really, once the criminals start having fags, the police are going to have to start having fags, and it's going to be escalating. There'll be horrible siege scenes with coppers behind the bonnets of cars desperately blowing smoke at the criminals. We'll be wondering about heavy-duty over-policing. Well, we thought we were justified in bringing in the cigar under the circumstances. Law, of course, very much in the news this week. Everything's in the news this week. It's such a rich tapestry. They are apparently thinking of televising the law courts, which is great because it's incredibly expensive to get justice, and it means you can sell the film rights and pay for your case, you see. It's going to be very difficult to get a solicitor because you'll have to go through an agent. Oh, no, my boy don't do divorce no more. No, he don't do divorce. No, it's not good the ladies don't like him. No, I'm trying to get rid of sex and violence, you know? But it's good on my side of the fence because in our profession, you know, you never know where you're going to be next week. You know, I could lose my job and I want to get back into it. I just rob a bank. I'll be back on the telly, no problem at all. The cast of Crossroads are probably pulling the stockings over their heads as we speak. Interesting thing for the TV people in the studio here tonight, all the technicians, they'll be down the courts watching the, filming the telly. Now, Mrs. Thatcher at the moment is saying to the television unions that they are overstaffed. They are the last bastions of overstaffing and restricted practice. I think a few cameramen thinking, what the hell are you going to say? We'll turn the bastard off. But, no, it's going to be right on, don't worry at all. Dear finger on the trigger. So, they are saying that the unions in the TV are the only, stop looking at me like that. They are the only bastion of restricted practices. Has Mrs. Thatcher ever been to a court? I mean, you've got 6 lackeys just to wake the judge up, you know, where you've got barristers, under-barristers, barristers, solicitors, tossers in stupid trousers to make stupid gavel noises. I mean, they're totally overstaffed, but maybe they won't ever go there because there's no unions to bash down the courtrooms. I don't know, it's just a thought. But of course, the debate has been going on so long now between left and right, we're beginning to see a drop in standards of debating tactics. Even senior Conservatives are worried that Mrs. Thatcher is getting a little assertive. When she's asked a question, she just hurls an insult back. You know, they say, can I go to the toilet, please? You Trotskyist! You traitor! You CNDIRA supporting terrorist, you know? I mean, these days, I think she's given up talking altogether. She wants to make a point, she just pops around with Norman McKinnock's place and bungs a lump of concrete through the window, you know? Actually, I think that's misunderstood. I think we could tell who did that, no problem at all, because, there were 2 of them, Kinnock chased them, they didn't own up. Where were Tony Benn and Eric Heffer that night?
Boys and girls. Yes, it's your Uncle Don here again. Uncle Don Corleone. You'll remember, forgive me, you'll remember how last week I told you about what Goldilocks really did with the 3 bears and where she put the porridge. And the kind of movies Snow White was making with the 7 dwarfs. And you'll remember Jack and Jill went up the hill and Jack fell down and broke his crown, didn't he? And his arms, and his legs. He suffered internal hemorrhaging and a ruptured spleen. And what's worse, he cracked his Masters of the Universe thermos flask. Some people are saying he was pushed, but they can't prove nothing. Not a thing, do you hear me? Jack was a no-good bum anyway. And Jill, she was a tramp, let me tell you. What do you think she was going up the hill for? To fetch a pail of water? Don't insult my intelligence. Forgive me. Are you sitting comfortably? Is somebody covering the door? Good. Once upon a time, I can't remember exactly when it was. The records have unfortunately been destroyed, but I was definitely in Chicago at the time. And I got witnesses, do you hear me? Anyway, once upon a time, there was 3 little piggies. There was Fingers Fettuccine Piggy, Scarface Calabrio Piggy, and Giuseppe Curly-Tail Piggy. I never knew why they called him that. These little piggies decided to start an ice cream parlor, where not only could you get ice cream, but you could meet lots of very friendly ladies who'd give you a Mr. Whippy for $25. They rented a timber apartment in the Lower East Side, and they were doing very nicely for a while. And then one day, a big, bad, ugly wolf from the Vice Squad came and knocked on the door. And he said, little piggies, let me in. I want to see your accounts. And the little piggy said, blow it out your ass, scumbag. And Fingers Fettuccine leaned out of the window and showed how he got his name. And the wolf was very, very angry. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew down the door with a pump-action shotgun. Believe me, this guy was an animal. And the moral of the story is, if all you little piglets want to grow up to be big piggies, get Uncle Don's insurance. Let's face it, your Wendy house could spontaneously combust at any moment. Action Man could stab himself in the back. And you might even wake up one day with your My Little Pony head under your pillow. Good night, children. Sleep well.
Right now, we've got a comedian who really tore up the house in the dress rehearsal, pretty new to television, not new to live work, and he's going to get a lot of telly after this one. Please welcome Patrick Marber!
Good evening. Good evening, good evening. Now that we've really got to know each other, let's talk about me. You start. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare anyone. It looks like someone's just told him he's Jeremy Beadle's love child. Don't be scared, no one be afraid. Comedy is a therapeutic thing. Here's a joke for the chronically insecure. Knock, knock. Who's there? What do you want? Please, I'm not... Yes. I think you feel a whole lot better now, huh? The cathartic experience of the performance, you see. Look! A giant spermatozoa. Good to see he's protected, though. Matte Black, very stylish. Maybe it was produced by the person with the enormous hands. But you know, the big hands don't impress me, because as Dr. Ruth Westheimer would say,
size isn't everything, you know. You can have a perfectly good time, only very small.
size isn't everything. Try telling that to a dwarf.
Well, of course, size isn't everything. What an absurd philosophical concept. The world is extremely complex. You can't reduce it to a simple system of scales and measurements.
All right, I was only saying...
Well, don't only say. Get on with the show, you patronising pillock.
Dwarfs, eh? Don't you hate them, ladies and gentlemen? You do. Go on, admit it. You shouldn't, but you do. Because they're small. Don't you sometimes want to shave off all their hair, rub fairy liquid onto their pates, and use them as a roll-on deodorant? You do. Go on, admit it. You shouldn't, but you do. You're laughing. You shouldn't. Bigoted me? No, I'm not bigoted. Only a joke. No offence meant. Only... Sorry. My brain's like Poland. Everyone invades it. Oh, blimey. What's this bloke on? I'm on TV. You've all got heads. So have I.
Wow. Strange, bizarre coincidence.
We're all in here. And you're out there. Another strange, bizarre coincidence. These peculiar little occurrences happen all the time in our lives. You may be sitting at home, you're thinking,
I wonder how my friend Ralph is these days.
and then you make a funny noise. No. That was a joke. No. The phone rings, huh? And it's Ralph. You have a chat, you say, hello,
Ralph, how you doing, mate? See you tomorrow night? Yeah, that'd be terrific. Okay, bye. And
And then it hits you. You don't know anyone called Ralph. You don't speak with a ridiculous high-pitched voice. And you don't have a phone. Creepy thoughts. They scare me. Supposing the person who paints the road markings went mad. Berserk! And wrote, "Please fold along the dotted lines." And an extremely strong origami expert did just that. Why, imagine the consequences. You could be driving along, crooning a merry tune, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. My, oh my, what a wonderful... Next thing you know, he's origamied the road into one huge tarmac aeroplane, and you're winging your way to the Middle East. You crash land in the Gulf. Iranians bomb you from one side. Iraqis machine gun you from the other. You're going, "Free Nelson Mandela, ban the bomb, troops out, I don't eat Jaffa cakes. Jaffa oranges." No, wrong country, wrong slogans. They lash you to a stake, a petrol bomb at your feet. The match is lit. You turn to your loved one and say, "Time for a quick impression. Dustin Hoffman." Oh, go on. I said it was going to be quick. No time. No, stop. Here's another one. Kenneth Williams. No. That's all you need. Sylvester Stallone. People make a living out of this, so do I. David Coleman. Bruce Forsyth. The entire House of Lords. The Queen. Rudolf Hess. And finally, this is me. Good night.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we're going to welcome back a couple of friends who we've missed, sadly, but they haven't been missing being with us because their conversation never ends, only the location. Please welcome George and Donald.
Oh, yes. There's nothing quite like a sauna, is there?
Yes, indeed, yes. I must say, George, I'm glad to see that you don't take off your
Clothes?
Yes.
No. I think just because it's hot, that's no reason for a lowering of personal standards.
Yes. Of course, you see, the great thing about doing it this way, George, is that A, you build up a good sweat, and B, you get your suit dry cleaned at the same time.
Absolutely. If you want your suit pressed, you just pop next door for a massage,
That's right, yes. I mean, it's not that I'm ashamed of the naked body.
No.
No, it's just I'm ashamed of my naked body.
As I think there are only two occasions when it is morally acceptable to be naked. Yes. One is if you're being examined by a registered physician.
Yes.
And two is if you're having sex.
Yes.
With a registered physician.
Well, you see, they're trained, you see.
Well, of course they are, yes.
Not to laugh more than anything, I think.
That's the crucial thing about doctors, yeah.
So anyway, where have you been, George, man? I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks.
Oh, well, I've been celebrating ever since the budget, you see.
Oh.
Yes, if the Chancellor doesn't put it up in price, I drink it.
All right. I thought as much. That's brandy I'm smelling at the moment.
No. Unleaded petrol. Oh, yes, it's a marvellous pint.
Yes.
And of course, if you buy a gallon, you get 6 glasses to drink it out of.
George, are you...
Oh, I don't mind if I do, thanks. Yes, it was a marvellous budget, wasn't it?
Yes. The parasites, of course, are saying that, they're saying it's a rich man's budget.
Yes, well, of course it is. Of course it's a rich man's budget. It's Nigel Lawson's budget, and he's a rich man.
Yes. And he's taken steps, George, at least, to reverse the brain drain.
Of course he has, yes. We want some of that genius and some of that talent to come back to this country.
Yes, and it will now.
Yes, Rod Stewart's probably packing his bags even as we speak.
And he'll bring jobs with him.
Of course he will, yes. I mean, there's his hairdresser.
Yes. There's the 4 guys it takes to squeeze him into his trousers.
The 4 guys it takes to squeeze him out again.
Yes. You see, 9 jobs. Already the unemployment figures are plummeting.
It's quite straightforward. The more rich people you create, the more jobs you create.
Exactly. Butlers, chambermaids,
chimney sweeps.
Yes. Plenty jobs.
Jobs are begging.
Yes.
Begging, there you are.
Yeah, another one, yeah. Steady work.
Steady work.
And I tell you, Rod Stewart's not the only one. They'll all be back. All those brains, all that talent.
Yes, yes, the Bee Gees,
Yeah.
Engelbert Humperdinck, Tony Jacklin, Bergerac.
Bergerac, is he?
Channel Islands, yes,
Yes.
yes. Apparently it's set in Jersey for tax purposes.
I see.
Presumably not the value-added variety.
No, I tell you, they'll put the great back in United Kingdom.
Simon D,
Yes.
Arthur Askey,
Basil Brush.
that guy with the frizzy hair from Magpie.
I tell you, George, even Prince Andrew and Fergie could probably afford to pop in now and again.
Of course. It's what these parasites don't understand is that being rich creates its own problems.
Of course it does, of course it... Should I buy the big yacht? Or the really big yacht?
I wonder if my wife's in the East Wing or if she's in the West Wing.
Constant headaches, George.
Problems, you see, all the time. It's just...
Stop. I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. And may I say that it was the most offensive, bigoted, ill-informed, virulent bit of right-wing propaganda I've ever heard in my life. Have you ever considered joining the Masons?
There we go, ladies and gentlemen, Hunter's Dockery with Robin Coltrane. So, will you now please welcome Loads of Money?
Look, all these poor people all grovelling for my money. Loads of money. You call them none. Look at this, eh? Head it off. I've done it with a lady, ain't I? Done it with a lady. Nah, I'm lying. I ain't never done it with a lady. I ain't never done it with a lady singly. I've only done it with loads of ladies all at the same time. It's true, right? When I get up in the morning, right? I'm in bed in the morning, I wake up, I go, morning, darling. Morning, love. Morning, darling. All right, love. Morning, darling. Yeah, morning, darling. Hey! Morning, love. Yeah, morning, love. Oi, well done at reading the news at 10 last night. Are you Sue Lawley or the other one? Yeah, and you done well on the clothes show as well. Loads of celebrity ladies. I'll tell you what, I've got a file of facts now, right? And it's all full of birds I've done it with, innit? No room for anything else, all birds I've done it with. No wonder I don't pronounce it philo fax. I'll tell you, right? Although I say I've done it with loads of ladies, right, which I have, right? I ain't never done it with lady, because lady's my dog. I ain't never done it with her. I never. Well, there was that time. No, shut up, boys. She's a lovely dog, lady, lovely, right? She's all, I got her from this pet shop, right? I've gone down there one day, I've gone, hey, dog. Geezer gone, Doberman, sir. I've gone, Doberman, baby's dog. He's gone, Rottweiler. I've gone, Rottweiler, girl's dog. I want that. I brought her up straight away, took her home. She's a lovely dog, lady. Although I don't call her lady, I call her, Lady, come here. That's her second name, right? Come here. I'll take her to work most days. She likes that, right? She comes out, she goes up the old scaffolding, up to the top, she looks at the street down below, she sees a man dog coming, she goes, woof! Woof! She's lovely, right? She's only a pedigree mongrel, ain't she? She's half pit bull, half saber-toothed tiger, and half B-52 bomber! I took her to Crufts last year. Well, she was only one in her class. Had to be, none of the other dogs had come near her. Best of breed, she was, supreme nutter. We had a great time, right? She'd done all that obedient stuff, you know. Heel, sit, stay, come, go for his bollocks, rip his throat. Good girl, good girl, good girl. I'll take her out exercise most days, don't I? She likes a bit of exercise. I'll take her down the old motorway, you know. She likes to herd up all them juggernauts. She herds them all up. She sticks them in the old hard shoulder and she bites their tyres off. Lovely girl she is. I'll tell you, though, I better go now because I've got to see a dog about a man. Old lady's outside, right? She's got this guy pinned to me motor. He's one of them traffic wardens. I don't know what to do in a situation like this, you know. I could either go like that or kill Lays. Now, I'm in a good mood today. I'll go kill Lays. No, don't matter.
So, you won't come and charge medicabs for me, do you, George? It's a very smart idea. There's lots of openings for a bright lad like yourself. Few months for me, you'll have that Villa Marbella quicker than you can say no to a urine sample. I am serious. I run a very tight ship here, very sophisticated operation, calls coming in all the time. Bring, bring. Will you take that, please, Doreen? This office, I'll tell you, son, is chock-a-block with people looking for work. Form an orderly queue, lads, will you? That's right, behind my beautiful receptionist. I'll see you in a minute. Now, listen. We don't take just anybody in the Fred Underwood Minicab Company. Call sign FU. No, George, that's a call sign, yes. Some people will give their right arm for that call sign. In fact, one bloke gave both his arms. Had to steer with his teeth, God bless him. I've got to ask you a few questions, George. I'll just get my beautiful assistant over here. Thank you, Doreen. Will you get the questionnaires, please? Bless you, love. Oh, don't lean over in that ever so tight leather skirt. Now, question one, George. Have you got a motor car? Seems a silly question. We do have to insist. Yes, you've fallen down recently in that squat. You do? Lovely. What kind of car you got in? A 10-year-old Cortina. Has it got any rust? Great. Of course, sir. Had it been a Skoda, I wouldn't have had to ask you that, would I? Here's my little joke. There you go, George. Now, listen. When you start, you will be issued with an FU starter pack, which comprises a set of nylon leopard skin seat covers with the dog hairs and the pizzas already squashed in. Free of charge. Is Mick Jagger's limousine round the front yet, Doreen? Now, listen, George. We will also provide you with this, an in-car odoriser. We've got one kind. It's shaped like a little Christmas tree, and it's got a rather interesting aroma. Some people compare it to a block gents urinal, which obviously isn't everybody's cup of tea. Not unless you like lactags through chalk. Oh dear, I've got another call here. Oh, hello, this is Baker 79. We have a Princess Di on board for Stringfellow. Now listen, George. Tell me, have you got an A to Z? You do? Throw it out the window. Well, you're good lad. Yes, we don't want people turning up too soon, do we? And the other thing is, listen, do wear a nylon shirt. Why? Well, then all the sweat runs down your back and forms a little pool and a little bit of your bum hanging out your jeans. It's nice and niffy and the customer thinks you're working hard. You know what I mean? Now, here's a little test piece, son. Imagine you're at the airport and a lady gets into the back of your cab and she's distressed. As well she might be, she's just had her handbag stolen. She's only got £5 in her coat and she says, please take me to Finchley. What do you say, George? Don't waste my time. Get out of the car, you stupid tart. Well done, my son. Now, secondly, imagine you're driving up the Edgware Road in a northerly direction. You've got a lady in the back and she's pregnant. 2 sets of traffic lights, what happens? She starts, goes groan, knees everywhere, contractions, plop, a little baby in the back of the cab. What do you do next, George? Charge her for an extra passenger. Well done. I'll see you on Monday.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Robbie Coltrane. Now, I have to share a little thought with you now, because one of the good things about being in your late-ish 20s, which is what I am, is that your party-going diminishes. I'm not talking about the kind of social gatherings where you bore each other stupid for 3 hours and then go off home on your own. I'm talking about parties. The most loathsome recreational idea invented by humanity. You always think you're going to enjoy them, and then you hate them. They're like cream eggs. You know, you think, oh, I really fancy that one, and just as then your teeth start to ache as you dip your tongue into the cream and lick it out and a shell fills up with spit, you know you shouldn't have done that. Parties are the same. You're sat at home trying to get everything prepared. Oh, is everything right? The carpet's been rolled up and I've got the punch done. Punch, incidentally, is a party translation for a bowl full of flat lemonade with a couple of bits of orange peel floating in it. And you've got your bowl of cheesy nibbles ready. And the cheesy nibbles are there so that the party farty can do his great joke about going up to girls and saying, hello, do you want a cheesy nibble? Brilliant stuff, farty. The party farty's an interesting fellow. At every party, he's a bloke with the 3 cans of pale ale that he's got like that, and he's bought them, and he's not going to let them go, and he walks around all evening with them because he don't see why he should pay for anybody else to get drunk. No. You find people hanging on to their booze at parties, always hanging on. The small-minded people, petty people, hanging on, carrying it round. I hide mine myself, you see. Yeah. It's a good idea is in the saddlebag of the bike in the hall. Most people don't look there, right? I've blown it now, haven't I? Anyway, so you're back there, you've got everything prepared, you're waiting for the party, and this irrational fear creeps over you. Captain Paranoia jumps onto your shoulder, and an irrational fear creeps over you that no one will come. Suddenly you become obsessed that no one will come. Mind you, 5 hours later, when you've got a rubber Johnny hanging off your yucca plant and there's a puddle of red wine vomit on your duvet, you wish nobody had come. But just for the moment, you're thinking, oh God, nobody's going to come. The interesting thing is that out in the street, there's 40 people sitting in cars worried that they'll be the first to arrive. There is a deadlock, but of course it can be broken because the first to arrive is always the party farty. Hello, I'm not early, am I? This is 9:30 in the morning. The thing about the party farty, ladies and gentlemen, is he's the first to arrive and the last to leave after he has tried to get off with every single girl at the party. Slowly but surely, starting with the ones he fancies and ending up just trying to get off with it. By the time everyone else has gone, he's sitting in the sitting room on his own, casually eyeing up your flatmate's hamster. Sidles have a go, no, I really do like your fur. I'm not just saying that, I think it's great fur. I really do love it. So there you are, back there, waiting for people to come. It's 9 o'clock, you've been chatting to Farty for 14 hours, and you've got 2 hours to go, because at 11, when the pub's closed, that's when the flood, that's when the house is suddenly chock-a-block. That's when every room is full. Well, not every room, there is one empty room. The party empty room. Another word for it is the bopping room. You see? There's a completely empty room, which is there, so lots and lots of girls can wander around going, why isn't anyone bopping? Everyone's being really boring. Why isn't anybody bopping? Why doesn't people start the bopping? Why aren't people starting to bopping? We'll start the flipping bopping then! But everywhere else is totally chock-a-block. The kitchen, the stairs, especially the stairs. This is the most crowded part of any party. This is partly because people like to sit there and say, God, I'm so depressed, no one's ever been as depressed as me. But also because they like to have a queue on the stairs, you see. That is the queue for the loo. You see, that's the queue. And it's been there for about 2 hours already, and people are getting really, really annoyed. No one can get down the stairs or up the stairs. If there was a fire, they'd have had it. Mind you, if there was a fire, of course, the queue's been there so long, they'd probably put it out on their own, you know? Nobody can understand why the queue's not moving. Everybody's going, why doesn't the queue move? Why doesn't the queue move? What are they doing in there? What's he doing in there? What's going on? It's so inconsiderate. It's so antisocial. It's just not communist, is it? No. Now, the point is, finally, somebody at the front has a little bit of courage and taps on the door. And then knocks on the door. Wiggles the handle, and a terrible truth is discovered. There was no one in the bulk in the first place. The door had been closed. And no one had the guts to wiggle the handle. I'll tell you another reason people won't go in the toilet, apart from the fact that they're stuck on the stairs having discussions about how depressed they are. And have you read this poem? It's really good, I wrote it. But the real reason that people don't go in the toilet is because really they're scared, because they don't know what they will find in there. But I mean in the toilet, I mean in the bathroom area. Because party toilets are hell, ladies and gentlemen. They are Hades Valhalla. They're like downtown Beirut with toothbrushes. Total degradation. People become animals, you know, if you're having a party. God, empty the bathroom, get rid of the toothpaste, get rid of the aftershave, get the bits of carpet up. If you're stupid enough to have bits of carpet in your bathroom, you know, like the bits of carpet they have on top of the toilets, you know, which I've mentioned before. And what I mean is the ones running out of material, show 6, we're beginning to cook. But those bits of paper, what am I talking about? These teeth have been borrowed from the producers. Thank you, Jim Davidson. Those bits of carpet, they have around the toilet. Back on script, we're okay. Those bits of carpet, they have around the toilet. They're a U-shaped bit of carpet that they have. Now, we all know what it's there for. It is there to soak up wee. It has no other purpose. It is a tiddle rag. It can serve no other purpose. If it had another purpose, like keeping your feet warm, they'd have carpeted the rest of the bathroom, wouldn't they? But no, just round the toilet. Well, that's the only place for people wee, isn't it? I don't care if it's pink and bobbly and Granny's got one with pictures of Peter Rabbit on it. It's all nice and fluffy. It is a wee rag. I mean, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, we all know men drip. Not a bad piss, that. I got some in the bowl. Now, some men drip, and some men go... There's a dry bit. Be honest. Somebody drunk has been that person. But I have some sympathy for the sprayers at parties because there is a certain type of toilet that is normally at a party to be found. And that is the brilliantly designed toilet, that marvellous, marvellous invention that's got that great seat that when you lift the lid, 10 seconds later it bangs back down on your knob. Just when you've started to go, you know what I mean? Just when you can't stop, when you can't retract back. On the windows, on the mirror in the bar. And that's why people don't want to go in. Scared. Scared to wade through it. Going to the toilet in a party is like paddling in the North Sea, right, on Prince Charles. Keep at it. Anyway, so the other room to avoid is the coats room. If you're having a party, avoid the coat. We all know what the coats room translates as the snoggy, gropey room, mate. There's a room full of coats in here. Yes, you see, the coats room. If you're having a party, do not let your room be used as a coats room. Because not unless 2 weeks later you want to lift up an old donkey jacket and find a very nervous couple still trying to work out how to use a condom underneath. And if you go to a party, do not put your coat in the coats room unless when you get home and you reach in your pocket for your keys, you don't want to fish out something extremely unpleasant. So, I mean, I think it's true. You know, this is true. Well, no, it's not true. Actually, I made this up. I made the whole thing up. But it's kind of sort of true in a way, in a kind of genre way. Anyway, I went upstairs. I've blown it now. Well, I'm telling the truth, man. Wow, it's good stuff. But anyway, there I was, and there was a couple making out on top of the pile of coats, and I wanted to get my coat out. And the etiquette's very difficult. And he said, "What do you say? You know, there's no book of etiquette what to do. You know, I didn't want to dampen their passion. You know, on the other hand, I didn't want them to dampen my bomber jacket. You know." So I went downstairs and had a glass of Concord British wine, which is the last bottle left at a party, believe me. So the final thing, whatever happens to you, ladies and gentlemen, be you in the coat room or in the toilet or stuck on the chairs at a party, if you're the host, you know it is over. When somebody comes up to you, the party is winding down. When someone comes up and says, "Look, I've cleaned it all up and I think it's okay," which roughly translates as your stereo is entirely full of a particularly runny form of vomit, but I've wiped the lid, all right? At which point, if you're running a party, you say the last bit of party code, which is, "Does anyone want coffee?" which means, "Naff off, everyone!" Now, a pleasure to welcome back a friend we missed last week. We don't have to miss her any longer, because it's time to welcome Florence from Crawley!
Sorry about that. I've been watching that many quiz shows this week that my mind's gone completely blankety blank. Catchphrases, connections, you bet, Robin Day's Question Time. Though I don't know where he gets the contestants from on that show, because they never seem to get the answers right. Now, the word quiz in the dictionary has 3 different meanings. Now, this is a true bit coming up, right? Number 1, an oral examination. I'm sorry, never said the word oral in front of so many people before. Although there was a time when... Number 2, an odd-looking person. Suppose that's why Bruce Forsyth's on so many of them. And number 3, a general knowledge test, like Mastermind. I applied for that show recently. My specialist subject is going to be the contents of my dressing table drawer from 1975 to the present day. But so far I haven't heard anything from them. I was on a television show once, though, and when I heard those famous words, "Come on down," I jumped out of my seat and waved my hands in the air, acting all stupid like you're supposed to. Woo, 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 running down the aisle. Unfortunately, I was on Songs of Praise. Mind you, I think that programme would be a lot better if it was a quiz show. You could have Give Us a Pew, That's My Dog Collar, and the next hymn is number 357. Higher, higher. 340, lower, lower. And if anybody got the question wrong or run out of time, you could have a big cartoon angel come up in the corner of the screen and go, "Moo," like they do on Bullseye. But I think if you can't beat them, join them. So settle back and enjoy TV's latest quiz show, Go With The Flow. Go with the flow, go with the flow, go with the flow, go with the flow. Hi, and welcome to this week's Go With The Flow. Let's start off by saying a big hello to our contestant, Florence from Cradley. Hello, Flo. Hi there. Well, finger on the buzzer for the first question, Florence. Who am I? I was born Henry VIII. Correct. And on to a visual clue. What is this? I'm going to have a baby. I know I'm going to die. Is it a well-known soap opera? Yes. Now, Florence, make a word out of these letters. Countdown starts now. 7 letters, Florence. Oh, brilliant. Let's see what your word is then, Florence. It's Bifke. Correct. Finally, Florence, you could be the proud owner of this beautiful piece of antique china. Woo! If the price is right, how much do you think this costs? Nothing. Correct. Which means, Florence, that you have won tonight's star prize, a rubbish bin. And thank you for being a contestant on Go With The Flow. Go with the flow, go with the flow. Well, this has been Florence from Cradley speaking. You see, it was me all the time. Ta-ra!
Josie Lawrence there, great to see her back, and of course with her character Florence from Cradley, not from Crawley. As I said, little correction, proofs, as always, it is live right now, live in the studio. It's a pleasure to welcome yet another of our friends and comedians from across the Atlantic. This time, Hearts from Canada, working out of Los Angeles. How could you be more cool? How could you be more funny? Please welcome big TV star, Howie Mandel.
Thank you. This is... Okay, all right. I didn't think I was going to be here tonight, but I'm here. Listen to this, all right? I overslept at the hotel. This is the truth. I overslept at the hotel, so I had to catch a cab, and I said to the cab driver, get me to the television station really fast, right? So around every corner we were going, and by the time I got here, my throat was so sore. Look where my hips are, isn't that weird? Anyways, this is my first time in Britain. I went to Piccadilly Circus today, and listen to what I bought, because we don't have it in America. I bought a watch. I bought one of those Swatch watches. And it's great, because we don't have this, but it clips onto my crotch. What? What are you laughing at? No, it's one of those Swatch crotch watches. And the reason I like it is because at 6 o'clock, the big hand was on my dick. I've been going all over the place, traveling and staying in different hotels because it's so much warmer than staying outside, right? What? You people stay outside? So anyways, this is so weird. I saw this in one hotel, and if you see this, it'll screw you up too. They had a television in the bathroom. So I was in the bathroom watching television for like a half an hour, and then a commercial came on, so I went in the other room and pissed on the bed. Oh, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I don't care if you do that. I really don't care if you do that. I used to care a lot, but I don't care anymore because I'm older now. I really don't care. I really don't. What? I don't care. It's true. Like yesterday, Jimmy cracked corn. I don't care. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? I've asked you 3 bloody times. Answer me. What the hell's your name? Isn't it weird? I'm not even talking into the microphone and you can hear me. I'm wearing one of those rectal mics. I guess the antenna's up just a little too far there. What is your name, sir?
Andrew.
Andrew. What do you do, Andrew?
This and that.
This and that. Is it tough keeping 2 jobs? Which business did you go into first? You were doing this, and then you figured, screw the competition, I'll be that too. So if people need this, they call Andrew, but if they don't, they just need that, they call Andrew. Andrew, do you ever go to 3D movies?
I've not been to one of them. No.
You haven't been one to a long time? This is so neat. This is a neat effect. Here, put on these, Andrew. This is really neat. Put these on. This will be great. You got them on? This is just a neat effect, some special effects. Look at this. Doesn't it look like it's coming right at you? Wait, it's not finished yet. Says here, keep out of hair. It's so weird. My goldfish died. My goldfish died. No, that's not a joke. I gotta do jokes. All right, my goldfish. But I felt I wanted to share stuff with you people. He died of a bladder infection, and I feel like it's my fault because he was like urinating 7 times a day, and I should have known something was wrong. I should have known, right? Because I'd be watching TV and the bowl kept overflowing. Don't you hate when pigeons have diarrhea? Guess who this is? Guess who this is? It's me, it's Howie. You're so stupid. This is not a great disguise. You didn't know. I just put this on. You people didn't even know. That's so weird. I'm on a show called St. Elsewhere where I play a doctor. I gotta tell you about this. This is so, in America, because I play a doctor on television, people think I know something about medicine, but I don't know anything about medicine. That's the truth. Even my own doctor, when I go get a checkup, guys, Andrew, I'm sure this happens to you. You go to the doctor, you pull down your pants, doesn't he grab your nuts and say cough? Does he? Nobody else does. Don't you feel like an idiot just there? I'm thinking, where's the connection? I don't know what it's for. Ma'am, could you just feel if I have a cold coming on? No, women, you got it tough, too. You go to the gynecologist, you got it tough with the gynecologist. I went there with my wife when we were having a child, and it's so weird because you lie there on your table with your legs up, naked, open, and the guy comes in and says, relax. Like you're gonna doze off. See, and you're nervous about being there. If I was a gynecologist, I wouldn't want you to be nervous, right? So I would try to entertain you, to try to relax you. I would learn magic and combine the two, like pull a bouquet out. Or a rabbit, right? And then what? You're 2 months along. Or one of those never-ending handkerchiefs. That would be so weird. I said I went to the gynecologist because we had a child. I had a child, and my wife and I right now are in the middle of potty training because we think it's important for us to set an example for our child. Because we can't just go in the living room and say, no, you can't go there. You have to go in there. But this is what it's like to be potty trained.
My name is Bobby, and I am potty trained now. And every time my mommy puts me on the potty, I cry. Please don't laugh. Every time my mommy puts me on the potty, I cry. And then my mommy comes in the room and she says, Bobby? And I say, what? And what would you say? And she says, how come every time I put you on the potty, you cry? And I told my mommy, it's my potty, I don't cry if I want to.
Thank you very much. Right now, it's a pleasure to welcome an actor that's very new to TV, but not new to writing brilliant, incisive, witty lines. I know you're going to dig this great comedian. Please welcome Hattie Hayridge.
Thank you. Hello. Pass it on. It's exciting here tonight, being on live television and looking forward to Easter. That British summertime really confused me. I ended up putting my clock too far forward, fell off the mantelpiece and smashed on the floor. In the winter, when we had that hurricane, I was standing at a bus stop, and all of a sudden, this bus shelter blew straight past me. Then 3 all came round the corner, straight after each other. I should explain. I once had a terrible experience with drugs. My head got totally screwed up. My hairdresser was a junkie. I was under the dryer, he was on the Starship Enterprise. Cost me a fortune. I had to buy a moped so I could wear a crash helmet for 6 weeks. I was an only child, still am. I never played with anybody when I was little, not even myself. I was so lonely, I invented 6 imaginary brothers and sisters. Hated them. My parents were married 20 years before they had me. They used to have a Cocker Spaniel. It took them a while to adjust. They used to try and peg my ears together when they fed me. Happy days, though. Crawling through the forest with a branch in my mouth. I used to like playing kiss chase at primary school. You know, where the girls run and the boys chase after them and kiss them. I was a romantic. I never used to run. It was like a wind tunnel as all the boys ran straight past. Well, it was because of my imaginary brothers. They told them I'd got the clap. I got a boyfriend now, though. Fingers, his name is. He always tries to impress me. Every time he comes round, he's had his car resprayed and has got new number plates. He took me to his country club in Romford. He's the only man there who can do a wheelie on the exercise bike. He likes to keep fit, he likes to take me on long walks. On bank holidays, we drive to the Lake District. Then I'll walk back. I don't know. It's not just men I don't understand. There's Japanese. I started to learn it. I think it's important to read great literature in its original language, like how to change the cartridge on my stereo. I did a few evening classes. I did a voice class to make my voice stronger. The teacher told me to speak from my diaphragm. Well, I'd left mine at home in a little plastic case. I did have a coil, but I kept picking up minicab drivers. I buy a lot of convenience food. I like reading the serving suggestions on the packets. Why not serve with asparagus tips and a knob of butter? That's my favourite. Or on boiling the bag beef curry. Why not flush it straight down the toilet? I was watching the telly today, watching those people. Those ones who can't tell stalk from butter or Ariel from brand X. Or their arse from their elbow. I did my own test at home. I could tell the difference. Pepsi seemed just like water. But Coca-Cola ruined all my clothes and the washing machine. I don't know. People always phone you when you're doing something. Washing your hair, cooking your tea, staring into space. I get my own back. I get in the bath, get out, stand dripping in the hallway, then I'll ring round everyone I know. I was watching the sumo wrestling the other night on the telly. I was watching it for 20 minutes before I realised it wasn't the darts. I don't know. I think life's so fast nowadays, there's lots of things we just don't even notice. I don't know what they are, though. Thank you very much. Good night.
Right now, we're going to have some more fine entertainment. We're going to welcome back an old friend. He always scores a hit on this show, the Joan Collins Fan Club, but promoted tonight, Police Constable Fan Club.
Evening all. They said it could never be done. They said I'd never be a Bobby on the beat. But quelle surprise, I'm wearing marigold gloves and I've got a truncheon in my pocket. Need I say more? I am actually quite enjoying being a policeman. Oh, Fanny, take the weight off your slingbacks. I've only been in the force a couple of weeks and already I'm president of the Shiny Helmet Club. So, that can't be bad, can it? Could I introduce you now to Fanny of the Yard, formerly Fanny the Wonder Dog, now a fully qualified police dog. She is in fact a sniffer dog. Well, she's got a bit of a cold. Thank you. One whiff of a cheap aftershave and she'll pin you to the ground, so I'd stand downwind if I were you. What's your name?
Mark.
Mark, where are you from, Mark?
Harrow.
Harrow? Right, well, you're under surveillance straight away. No questions asked. It's not easy for me. It was Mark, wasn't it? Just the one syllable, Mark. It's not easy for me because it's a hard life being a policeman. It's not all flat feet and whistles, you know. The other morning, they wanted to send me off on a dawn raid. I said, I'm sorry, but you won't see me before 10:30 in the morning. I don't have my porridge till 9, and I'm not leaving the house without something hot inside me, not for anybody. I'm sorry about that one, but they don't call us the filth for nothing, you know. Yes. Fortunately, I've got a very understanding boss. Fanny's doing an impression of him right now. This will give you a bit of a clue. Who do you think it is, Mark? Any ideas from Harrow? It's James Anderton. I am, in fact, James Anderton's personal assistant. I've got the whip marks to prove it. I've certainly earned my stripes, and we get on rather well, James and I. In private, we've got pet names for each other. I call him Jimbo, and he calls me the spawn of Beelzebub, so, things have worked out quite well. Mark, you're acting suspiciously now. Is that a tattoo on your hand?
Yeah.
You want to watch it or you'll end up in the identity parade. You know what that is? It's a bit like an Easter parade, but without the bonnets, so... You might quite enjoy it. Now, I'm actually here tonight because the police want to improve their image. And we find that young people today, you don't respect us anymore, and some of you don't even like us. So there's going to be some changes. From now on, any young person arrested won't automatically be beaten up in the back of the van. No. From now on, you'll be given a cup of herbal tea and a fudge finger. Interrogations will take place in the station sauna with the detective of your choice, and all High Court judges will answer to the name of Shirley. So what's new? But how does this affect your average Bobby on your average beat? Well, take a look at me, and I'm in plain clothes. If you catch my drift. I know you do, Mark. There's plain and there's plain. Now, one difference any eagle-eyed felon or ne'er-do-well will notice immediately is the new range of police truncheons. Constable Cherney here, wheel them on if you would. Constable Cherney, a raw recruit plucked from obscurity. Say something, Constable.
Hello, sir.
That will be sufficient. What were you before I discovered you, Constable?
I was a nobody, sir.
He was a nobody, sir. Yes, I just wanted to make that point. He wasn't. Look at his eyes, though. He's got very nice eyes for a policeman. Goat's eyes, I like to think. He'll make someone a lovely yogurt one day. When he's a bit older, perhaps. Now, the first truncheon, here we have it. The softly, softly approach. Much friendlier, don't you think, than your average truncheon, but still capable of giving you a nasty brush on the cheek. Secondly, what do you think this is for? This is ideal if there's ever a riot in the nursery, or indeed a sticky moment in the playground. Thank you. And finally, something festive for that carnival occasion. Thank you, Constable. Now, I'm getting a report through my speaking brooch here that someone in the building has offended all the laws of decency, and I'm afraid it's you, Mark. I'm going to have to arrest you. Would you mind coming up here? Are you going to come quietly? Come along, please. Now, do you fancy a sauna? I hear they've got a plunge pool at Vine Street. Come this way. Thank you. Come on, Penny. This way.
There you go. The Joe Collins fan club there. Will you please welcome Stavros?
Hello, everybody, peeps. It's very nice of you all to come and see me on visiting time. Yeah, that's right. I'm in the clunk, stirring porridge, doing time genitals plays. They've nicked the Greek. What is happened is I got down my local pub last week, the Pride of the Arse, and buy myself a pint of Guinness. And the next thing I'm gonna know is the Roses' swoop grabbed me by the scruff of my knackers. Apparently, they're arresting everybody who's had anything to do with the Guinness scandal, innit? You know, I'm a mix. Thank you. It's all giving me the clap again. It's very nice. You know, I'm gonna miss my wife, her outside the doors. Mind you, yesterday she do a very funny thing. She bring me a very nice cake. I'm gonna take a bite out of it and 2 teeth is break off. She's only left a blinking file in it, Careless bloody purse. You know, some people say that in a prison is like being in a holiday camp. Blimey, it's not that bad. Luckily here there is no bloody Heidi-Hi Sue Pollocks. Ooh, I'm a yellow-coated baby. Thank bloody crike, innit? You know, the blokes in my cell are very friend. I'm gonna get on very well, especially with the Bast twins. You remember them from the famous floppity-dangly bits in the Moonilex case? Is Ryan Mad Dog Bast and his not quite so dangerous bruv, Jerry Naughty Pappy Bast. We form an escape committee, innit? The Bast twins is dig the tunnel, Bodger is forge the pipes, and I'm Mr. Steve, Mr. Sexy Motorbike McQueen. Whoops. There goes the governor's greenhouse again. And of course, in charge of the wooden horse is none other but Lester Bloody Pigs. Actually, I'm feeling very sorry for Lester because, you know, he wasn't going to be sent to prison at all. He was just going to be fined. But what is happening, right, is when he's in court, the judges go, Lester Bloody Pigs. You've been found guilty of tax evasion. You will rise for sentencing. I said you will rise for sentencing. Stand up! Right, contempt of court. Go to prison for 2 years, you cheeky bloody non-consulting. This is right. This is what happened, isn't it, Lest? Tell me, Lest, how is the wooden horses come on? Not to tax in a job, I'm a hope. Oh, I'm sorry, Lest. Hold on a minute. I'm a very sorry man. Good night, babes. Oh, not the wind, please. Not the wind.
Oh, yes, Donald. Oh, yes, indeed, yes. I thought it was a marvellous ceremony, didn't you?
Oh, yes. I never miss it, George, you know, never miss it. Tremendous honour for Sean Connery, you know, that Oscar.
Oh, yes. His portrayal of that Irish cop in The Untouchables.
Yes.
Thoroughly well deserved, I thought.
He had that Irish accent off to a T, didn't he?
Didn't he just? It's not easy, you know, it's not easy.
Actually, I can do one, you know.
Can you really?
Yeah,
Yes.
listen to this. Hello there, I'm from Belfast.
Very good, Donald, very good.
Yes. The funny thing is, I can't seem to master the Southern Irish.
Oh, you see, and that's the one I can do.
Really?
Oh, yes, listen to this. Och, aye, it's a bra bricht, moonlicht, nicht the night. In Dublin.
Uncanny,
Yes,
George.
any Oscars going anywhere?
Yes,
I think so.
yes. Oh, George,
Look at that.
eh? It's a marvellous sight, isn't
Isn't
it?
it just?
There's nothing like a decent crease in your trousers, is there?
Yes, indeed. Just because we're parachuting, that's no reason for a lowering of personal standards.
Yes, indeed, indeed. I consider joining the paratroopers, you know.
Oh, the Paras. Yes, marvellous outfit.
Oh, yes, the red beret and the green tunic.
Yeah.
Yes, lovely. Yeah.
Yes, the army life, absolutely wonderful. My brother-in-law, did you know this? My brother-in-law is a member of the SAS.
Oh, good for him.
Yes, unbelievably rigorous, the training they go through. Yes, and apparently as soon as you sign up, you're sent on manoeuvres to Scunthorpe.
Well, it doesn't sound too bad, George, you know.
Oh, no, not in itself, no, but your penis is sent to Darlington. Gets worse. Apparently the toilets are in Halifax, so it's...
terrible, terrible. Of course, my father was a uniformed man.
Ah, of course he was.
Yes. Killed 5 Germans.
Quite right, good man.
Yes, he was the most clinical traffic warden I ever saw. The Liberals, of course, would say that our shoot-to-kill policy is too severe.
Yes. But those 5 Germans won't be double parking again, I can be sure.
I tell you what, though, George, we do seem to be taking an inordinate amount of time to land.
Yes, we do seem to sort of be stuck about 4 feet off the ground, really, you know, for what seems like ages, really.
I think what we might have done, George, is I think we've landed on the ozone layer.
Oh, of course! We're standing on the ozone. Well, we'll just have to fight our way through.
Right,
Go for it. Come on.
There we go.
Let's be happy. Be prepared, Donald. Be prepared. Let's just get going.
Anything yet?
What's into the plate?
No. It's obviously not that, George.
Oh, wait a minute. Of course. We were doing a 30,000-foot jump, correct?
Yes.
Well, obviously the pilot was flying at 30,004 feet. Yes.
That's it, yes. You've spotted it. Very sharp, George.
Well, they don't call me Sharp Eyes McDermott. At all.
Still, I suppose we can't really blame the pilot, can we?
No, I don't really expect that the pilot of the 3:30 British Midland flight to Heathrow was actually expecting us to jump.
No.
You know, if careful of the swing, you're going to knock the sky over, actually, if you just like to kick
I'm just getting a bit restless, George. You know? I mean, why aren't we landing?
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's simply, Donald, that it's strictly a training jump, and that means a training jump. You're simply not allowed to land.
Oh, right. Oh, well, bugger it, let's go back up.
OK, last one up's the socialist.
Right, off we go.
There you go. Oh, you're very close. Very intimate camera here. Well, welcoming back Hunter and Doherty there. Terrific stuff. Now, sometimes on our show, we have a new act that goes so well and we get a lot of audience demand to see him again. That has happened right now, which is why it's such a very great pleasure to welcome back Joe Brand.
Hello. I'd like to start on a rather serious note by saying that I don't believe that makeup should be tested on animals, because I think it just doesn't suit them, really, does it? So I've started my own company. It's called Cruelty Without Beauty. And despite the lot of makeup, people still say to me, "Joe, you're not exactly anorexic, are you?" Well, I'm not so sure, because anorexic people look in the mirror and think they look fat. And so do I. So I thought I'd better do something about it, and as luck would have it, just recently I won a competition to spend a week at a health farm. I think it was probably my slogan that clinched it. I would like to spend a week at a health farm because I'm mentally ill at the moment. I don't know why they call them health farms, probably because a dose of thrush seems like an attractive alternative, doesn't it, really? And the thing about people that go to health farms is that they don't actually need to, because they're emaciated even before they get there.
Get off!
Thank you. I found myself sharing a room with a fishing rod, who later turned out to be an actress called Tapeworm. She was in there hoping to lose 1/4 of an ounce off her eyelash. Whereas I was rather looking forward to being able to get out of the bath without the aid of an industrial winch. We both cheated. She had an extra half a bran flake for breakfast, and I ate my bedroom. So I thought I'd better get out quick, and then, of course, my car wouldn't start. So I did what any modern, sensible young woman of today would do in my position. I had a cup of tea. I had 14 pieces of chocolate Swiss roll. And I called the AA. Secretly, I've always wanted to be an AA man because it doesn't actually matter, does it? Whether you've got a big nose, rather unsavoury breath, or absolutely no personality at all. People are always pleased to see you, aren't they? You might have been hanging around on the hard shoulder for 3 weeks and been mashed up by a juggernaut, but when he gets there, you want to marry him, don't you? Well, I normally ask because I think you've got to take every opportunity you can at my age. If you want to get married these days, you've got to dress fashionable. I like to take ideas for fashion from other cultures, like Japan, for example. And I must say that I'm waiting with quiet desperation for Kenzo's autumn sumo wrestler collection. Which I think will probably be quite roomy, won't it, girls? You may be thinking I'm a bit of a fashion victim, and I'd just like to say that us fashion victims owe a great debt to our patron saint, Barbara Cartland, whose recent book, Looking Like $1 Million by Spending Slightly More Than That on Plastic Surgery, has been an inspiration to us all, really, hasn't it? Well, luckily for us, me and my flatmate, a couple of boys, moved in next door recently. It's a bit of a shame, though, because although we thought we might be able to marry one of them, we found out they were graphic designers. They're all called Gavin. They all drive Renault 5s. And their Renault 5s are all called Gavin as well. The main problem with the boys was that they didn't want to marry us, so we decided to ask them round for dinner and do a bit of work on it. The evening didn't go particularly well. We'd finished pudding before they'd got their coats off. And one of them broke my collarbone whilst I was trying rather too hard to get off with him. Thanks for listening. Good night.
Yeah, Joe Brand there. Great wit and wisdom. Now I believe we have a bit of a scenic effect to change. So I have a moment to slag off Her Majesty's opposition. Yes, having a go at the other side. People say to me, why are you always having a go at the government? Why do you always have a go? Why don't you have a go at the opposition? Well, that's not understanding the nature of satire, is it? I mean, the government are in power. They are running our lives. All that ever happens to the opposition is they keep losing elections. Not a lot of point slagging them off, is it? But just at the moment, they are slagging themselves off. And I'll stop this routine when we're ready. Are we ready? You'll never know what they've been doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to start. Here we've really got the serious opposition. I thought it was going to be a 1 minute break, but I've got to move in. The floor manager is boss. Ladies and gentlemen, people say this show has a right-wing bias. No way. And just to prove it, we are going to bring back a world-class revolutionary. Please welcome Vladimir Ilyich Lenin.
Товарищи!
Comrades.
Товарищи, здравия!
Comrades, welcome. It is good to be here after the visa problems. This room reminds me of the town hall where I was born. And that man over there of Lottie, my sister. Now they bring in glasnost after all this time.
Glasnost, Trojopin, Zaniec Tarajarie.
Glasnost, happy birthday. Let's party. Get down and boogie.
Selenie, Zavia Parajotolonia Seve.
I haven't told anybody this, but
Zabrocie Ważnie Perikomo.
my favorite singer is Joshua Nkomo.
Zalia Troje, Leningrad.
Who is very big in my hometown of Stalingrad.
Sadia Yevian Verjutra Yandroshoya.
To be honest with you, I'm a bit depressed.
Solian Vatius Drojny.
Look what they gave me for my birthday.
Sadia Trojanvien.
Same as last year.
Sovian Yandrojola Vishi Muslim.
Comrades, we know there is no word for muesli in our country.
Yatinian Muslim, Strojamia Tasatyaria, Slovomovic, Trojazye.
Why?
Muslim.
Because muesli is a petty bourgeois word. The word we're all looking for here tonight is bran, is bran. That high-fiber revolutionary breakfast cereal. Bran for a strong movement. Bran for a big movement. Bran for the most powerful movement in the world. It is good to see Bambi back on general release. When far away from my country, I receive a regular copy of the Soviet Weekly. On our page 3, we have pictures of men in hard hats. And there is my very favorite Spot the Mountain competition. Here is something nobody has ever seen. My new ballroom dancing technique. Yes, 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 yes. Bear with me, comrades. I'm having a dreadful flashback. It's unbelievable, but I can see Comrade Stalin again.
Yaskaransky Voroshilyov Vladimir Ilyich.
Hello, Comrade Stalin Matey Peep. Would you like a potato kebab in it?
Very funny stuff. Right now, we're going to have some more very funny stuff as we chunder along. It's only me that gets cut down on this show because Loads of Money's back, but not quite, because he's too rich to come on the show anymore. He will not deign us with his presence. So Harry Enfield has sent along Loads of Money's very sternest critic.
Way, what are youse lot looking at, you soft southern bastards? Come here, lads, in the bloody lot of yous. Look at that here, booger all money. Booger all money. So what, at least I'm not a shandy drinking cockney man, woman, man. And that hard me, I'd drink beer and smirk tabs. When you see that Loads of Money bloke smirking tabs, me, I smirk 3 at once, me. I have to, like, otherwise I wouldn't be able to smoke 180 a day, like what I do. I'm bloody great at smirking tabs, me. Bugger all money. We on shite. That Loads of a money bloke. He's always going on a boat, waking up in the morning and getting all them kissing birds on that, all kissing him up on that. What a puff! My mum wakes me in the morning with a real good punch on the nose. She says, all right, kid, here's a nice cup of hot tea all over your face, you bastard! I'll tell you something else about that loads of money prat. When it's snowing, right, he wears a jacket when he goes outside. What's wrong with a T-shirt? I didn't wear a jacket, me, because I'm not soft. I'm great, me, bloody great! Loads of money, loads of bloody handbags, more like. He's a typical bloody southerner. Shut you! Halloween on choice! Shut you! He's a typical bloody southerner, a frilly dressed, ballet dancing bastard! Like the rest of yous! You know what he's gone and done now? He's made a bloody film, and y'all lot's gonna see it now. Aye, a film. And you know what that means? He'll be wearing makeup. Bloody makeup. Bastard. I can't even bear to watch it, me. I'm going outside to clobber someone in the nuts. Go on, you punches, watch your bloody film. Bugger all money, and I'm that hard. Is this the countryside? Yeah. Where's all the bleeding cows and that then? Oh, never mind. Here, here's a tenner. Go buy yourself an axe. Shut your mouth, figure! On your blind. Trees, grass, pastures, flowers, bollocks. Long enough of it, doesn't it? Oh, here goes in. Look at that, eh? I done that. Boy, look at the size of that cow pack. Boy, cow, what you have for dinner last night? Cowie? Mouth, Trey. Look at that, mate. All them sheep, all them Pringle jumpers, all following each other around, aren't they? Like sheep. I speak their language. Oi, mate. Move! Move! Come on then, come and have a go. If you think you're hard enough. I hate trees, because money don't grow on them. Look at that tree. No money. Me, loads of money. Fresh air. Disgusting. Look how I brought this, isn't it? Essence of town. Fags, booze, carbon monoxide with added lead. Lovely. Something to chew on now, ain't I? Patient! I must be an awful. Oi, patient! Do you know what a video is? Cummy knows what video is. Oi, Farmer Giles. What can I buy with this? Fertiliser? All right, mate, don't mind if I do, but I ain't paying for it. Yeah, up yours too, mate. Bloody weak country like a piss. I'm going home. Shut your face.
Philip Chap.
Rumty, chumty, cha-cha. Rumty, chumty, chumty, cha. Rumty, loads of money. Loads of money, loads of money, loads of money. Rumty, chumty,
Please would you welcome a great new UK comic. I know you're going to enjoy this guy. Been gigging in London for about a year. From now on, he's going all over the country. Please welcome Sean Hughes.
Give us an A. A. Put it all together. Do you ever go into a public toilet when you're really drunk and you're washing your hands and you look in the mirror and you think, who the hell is that? And then you push the old man out of the way and go, thank God. Look, I know what you're thinking, but I am not Alison Moyet. I am sick and tired of people coming up to me in the street and saying, you've lost a bit of weight, mate. Didn't you used to be a man? I'm sick of it. And for the last time, I would just like to say that I am not Alison Moyet. I'm Nana Muscuri. Well, at this stage, you're probably wondering what my catchphrase is. For anyone who doesn't know, a catchphrase is an inane saying a comedian will use in the hope that he's remembered by it. Mine is, put that chicken away, missus. So watch out for that one, because that'll be cropping up every so often. Haven't had any good luck recently. In fact, just this week, I found out I was adopted. Thanks. Calmly at the dining room table, my mother said to me, Nana, pass me the brown sauce, and by the way, you're adopted. I had to question her about it. She said it adds flavour to the meal. Never had much luck with women either. I don't know why. I don't like to boast, but when it comes to sex, I'm good for 26 minutes. Mind you, that's including the bus journey to our house. I wouldn't. Put that chicken away, missus. Another reason I never got any dates was because I cannot stand those come on lines. They are so bloody obvious. You know the ones I mean, like, come on. But I did have one girlfriend, her name was Rotunda. I met her at the local disco. I was having my average sort of night, sitting in the corner, giving the girls my I'm an interesting guy look. You know the one. And then I saw Rotunda, so I went over and I said my party piece. I went over and said, hey babe, do you want to take a walk on the wild side? And she said, dude, Went to the cinema the other day, went to see a great film called Look Back in Anger. I'd like to do a tribute to that film now. Piss off! Excuse me, sir, but was that the card you were thinking of? Put that chicken away, missus. But the one thing I really hate in life is when I'm alone in bed late at night and I start to hear those strange noises. You know the ones I mean, like, but you know it's just the wind outside. And you hear, meow, meow. But you know it's just the cats on the wall. And you hear, I'm going to kill you, Nana. But you know it's just the rain beating off the window. I was just going to sleep that night when I really got scared because I heard the loud scratching coming from the attic. At this stage, any normal person puts their head under the covers and starts to say that prayer. Please, God, let it be pigeons. Don't let it be the psychopathic killer. I go to mass every day for a week. Please, please, please. But no, not me, because I just seen Nightmare on Elm Street. So I thought to myself, better check out the attic, eh? So I walked up those stairs. got to the top of the stairs, put down the drum kit, picked up the tambourine, got myself really relaxed. Then I opened the attic door, and much to my relief, it was the pigeons making the noise. The psychopathic killer was banging them against the floor. But I was really worried about all these strange happenings, so I went to see my hairdresser about it, and he said, don't worry, because there is a logical reason for everything. I bore that in mind, because the very next night, I was awoken by a strange noise. It scared the life out of me. It went something like... But I knew it was just someone downstairs making cappuccino coffee. Thanks very much. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I have strenuously tried throughout the entire 29 episodes we've done of this series, Saturday, Friday Night, to keep all types of politics out of this programme. Unfortunately, a certain man has beaten me and he's wheedled his way in. Would you please welcome Stavros?
Ladies, gentles, fellow followers of my political persuasion. What's it, Peps? That's right, I'm a stand for election. I'm a follower in the footprints of my cows, Michael Dukakis. He is a stand for election as President of the United States of America, and like cuz, I'm a stand for election to the Hackney Parish Council. The main issues on which I'm a contest is world peace, higher spending on the health service, and getting the dog mess cleared up from outside my shop. It's a terrible prop dog mess, isn't it? As Winnie the Church used to say. Never in the field of human conf has so much poop been pooped by so many pooches. Ain't it? I'm a start my campaign by go walkabout and shout through the meg. Vote Staff for governorship of this Thursday. And I'm gonna learn, quite a lot from the present governments about how to perfect my voice for the political speak. For instance, today, one lady said to me, Stavros, what is the time? And I'm gonna say, well, it's a very important quest, and one which I intend to look into very deep when I'm elected. But I can promise you, whatever it is, it will be a much better time than under the last Labour government. It's very important when you're canvassing to remember that some peeps isn't allowed to vote, like members of the House of Lords, prisoners, and certified mad peeps. For instance, today, I'm gonna go up to this bloke and say, can I count on your vote? And he goes, vote, boat, biddly widdly. Pink fish, flippity, flappity, floppity, bop, weed. That's right, it was a member of the House of Lords. I can picture it now when I get on A Question Time of Sport. And Robin Days turned to me and say, good evening, Stavros, and shut up. Because with Sir Rob, I intend to raise the issue of the poll tax. Because there is a lot of Poles in my constituency who is very worried about this extra tax. And they've come to me for help because they think I look a little bit like Lech Walesa. You know him? It's the trade union leader whose name scored 85 in Scrabble. I'm going to get rid of the poll tax and replace it with a puppy tax for all these puppies who do poopies on the pave. So remember, vote Staff, power to the peeps. Good night, poops.
On Friday Night Live, we are dedicated to bringing you the most different, the most strange, the most weird, the most remarkable acts. This one's very entertaining. To go with it, would you please welcome Ralph Ralph?
Ma gavogovan. Me kevi apokove. Me avake me eve ogovan be ake eviobo. Me kakava empoke eve ampoke evoge avo enge eve pova akava. Akava eme. Akava ovivo. Aka eninduve akava yembogava agageve evetibiva. Aka. Meka vebo angava apokeve empeva ative kove baba. Ma akova otava. Ma akova eve evo eke impava.
Dan dwrer, i'r cwndwr, ma'n dawr na'n girer, mynd i'n dŵr, gan dawr ers yn ysler. Ys nŵr ac amwr ar rhan iawr ar hyn. Awr dyr, i'r ddŵr, eri o dwrwr, eri ar can dŵr, i'r can o dwn diawr ar hyn. And i'r dŵr, mynd diawr e cwndwr ar rhan. Dyr chrer, mynd i'r dan ar dyr ac wrth dwn dŵr, an trawr. Mes dyr, er swn ac yn dyr, dan dŵr, a dyr godwrer, a char, gan dyrer, a dyr ar rhan.
Ma kevi ympovaca hafi jopa. Ma on kevi epe
Dyr, yw'r dwr iach ag amwr rhan i'r dwyr yn hwnna clwyd.
Ma on kevi ympe hefi ka ofan
yw'r dwr iawr, mynd dan o'r gymwr, e ti'n gwneud rhan iawr, dwr iawr.
Afon mynd hefi.
Da dyw'r gwneud. Dawr gan dyr, ac yn dŵr ac yn dyr ac yn dyr.
Me kevi avogovon, empe keviti eviti kabova.
Ti?
Me enkiva, ekotopo, enka angeviga engaviga.
Ah, stuka barerin, a stukan dir. 找出来！找出来！这俩过来了，这就过来了，这过来了，这过来，这过来，这过来，这过来就是，这是我俩过来谢谢，这家伙过来谢谢，这就是我这公务上的要有，你个人看那边嘛，要我这不着干，
no, ecco,
要我这
ok.
Radola Bandit. Hitler's a right perishing dotty nana. Hello, chums. The name's Charlie, the chirpy cockney chappy. Very pleased to meet you, I'm sure. Me paper's a bit out of date on account of me going through a time warp and that. 1 minute I were there in the 1930s, the next it's 1988 at the studios of London Weekend Wireless with Pictures. I calls it a right proper perishing palaver of a carry-on of a hoo-ha and no mistaking. I've gone up to the bar before, ain't I? I says, pint of beer, please, bartender. So I gets out me threepenny bit to pay him, and he goes, that'll be £1 and 5p, please, Gov. Well, I ask you, a guinea for a pint of beer? I goes, now look here, what do you take me for? A right royal chump or summit? I'll have that beer for threepence and nowt more. Now you shut up with your daft twaddle, do you hear? Well, the old bartender starts going on in a right old fashion. I didn't understand his lingo, but I reckons as much as what he was asking me to go and take unpleasant sounding liberties with myself. Well, I weren't never not going to take none of that, nor I weren't nor nothing. I tell you, I'd have fairly duffed his conch, so I would, if he hadn't bashed me senseless while I were rolling up my sleeves. Well, after that, I gone to get a packet of smokes. Now, normally, I smokes Lucky Strikes myself, but the vending machine only had one brand. They didn't have them in my day, but they're called Mates. So, I got myself a packet, and it was full of perishing prophylactics. It's enough to make you chortle. And then something happened to crown it all. Why, I'd seen this long-haired lovely from behind, see? Well, I doesn't mind telling you, I felt like getting a little bit fresh with her. So I goes up and says, hello, ducky, if you'll let me doolally with your whoopsie-daisies, I'll let you fuddle-duddle with me whatchamacallits. Well, she turned round and called perishing blimey love-a-duck if it weren't a long-haired chappie. And he fairly duffed me in the wongly-danglies. Well, I've had enough of it. I'm scarpeting back to the 1930s. Ta-ta, mateys. Leave all the bellies. Talking on the useless.
The many faces of the brilliant Harry Enfield there. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel it's time to deal with a certain debate that seems to rage in the press. They want to know the difference between alternative and mainstream comedy. Now, I don't understand, but I reckon as a mainstream comedian, I have a duty to look at this alternative business and see what it's about. So I watched some of the weirdest shows, man. I saw this show, it should have been on Channel 4, but it was on Channel 1. It was on ITV, which I thought was very liberal of them, because it was a really weird show. It was a kind of montage piece. It was a kind of collage of disparate images, kind of drug-induced, it was meant to look as if it was all came together at the end to form a whole, but I think you needed to be a student overdosing on night nurse to understand what it was. The kind of connection of disparate images, a montage effect. No, it was called Sunday Night at the London Palladium, right? And old Toby comes on there, he goes, good old Toby, winking a smile for every honest English person, on he comes, doing that great gag about having a gap between his teeth. Fantastic stuff, Toby. Brilliant material, well worth 25 years at the top of the showbiz golfing tree. Anyway, on he comes, we're all there with excitement, what's Tom's going to say, and he does his gag about Arthur Scargill's haircut. Fantastic, Toby. Miners' strike was only over in 1984. You're catching up, you topical bastard, you. Anyway, the show starts, and it's always the same. Toby always introduced the first act, and it's always a female singer. A girl singer, a chanteuse. A chanteuse, ladies and gentlemen, a girl singer. Always introduces the same way. Always says, this woman is enormous in the United States, which is show business slang for you've never flipping heard of her. And she comes on and she's allowed to do one of two numbers. They're only allowed a choice of two. They can either sing I Will Survive or The Power of Love. That's the only two they're allowed. And anyway, she starts her song. And this is where it gets weird, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the kind of drug-induced student effect happens. Because halfway through the second chorus, she's belting it out, giving it the full glitter, the full Las Vegas vocal cords. And all these pretty little brats kind of sneaked on behind her and suddenly went... for no reason at all. No reason whatsoever. I could not understand what was going on. She didn't know they were there. The chanteuse is standing there singing there behind her. She doesn't know. She turns round, they've naffed off. She's back at home at a hotel thinking, Mum, have a look how good I was on Tarby. Look, who are those brats behind me? It's a strange thing, entertainment, but I know that people think I'd take the miss out of loads of establishment. That's not true. Eric Morton's my biggest hero. I think Bruce is good. I love old Brucey. Brucey Forsythe, he's a good comedian and he knows how to run a decent game show. I remember back in the 70s, the Generation Game. That was a fabulous show. I remember I was there. I was an addict. As an adolescent, I was there for the Generation Game. Every Saturday afternoon, perched on the edge of my sofa, I was there going, she'd tell her about the toaster, Brucey. She'd forgotten about the toaster. She'd forgotten the toaster, Brucey. Tell her. He's going, oh, no, what is it? What is it? The tea's made. There's the tea towels. I say, forget the tea towels. They're worth naffle. Tell her about the toaster, the toaster. And he's going, oh, what is the toaster, the toaster? I go, yes, the toaster. A bond was formed. But it could not survive. Play your cards right. That is an astonishing concept for a game. A fabulous concept. They've got this pack of cards. It's an enormous pack of cards. Absolutely colossal. No way could you deal them. Demis Roussos could not get one up his sleeve. Obviously a hangover from some 60s Avengers movie, some surreal piece, probably at London Weekend Management. They think, what are we going to do that flipping enormous pack of cars we got down in the basement, eh? Let's bounce up Forsyth's career with it. Fantastic. What's it about? I mean, I'll tell you the rules of Play Your Cards right now. You're going to have to concentrate because it's a little bit complicated. Come on, concentrate. What happens is they show a card and the contestant has to guess whether the next card will be higher or lower. And they play this for 27.5 minutes of prime-time television. Now, how long would that last in your sitting room, eh? 3 picoseconds? Anyone fancy a game and Play Your Cards, right? Piss off. It makes Becky your neighbour look like Mastermind. You need to have the brains removed. I mean, I reckon that must be the alternative entertainment. I do not know. Because sometimes, sort of audience participation shows, I think, are very short-handed on the audience. I mean, the audience pay their licence and then they're expected to go on the telly. It was all started by Esther Ranson, who we mentioned in the opening. She's a wonderful woman. Esther Ranson on That's Life. She started this audience participation. At the end of every That's Life, she'd go out in the streets of London trying to find a lovable cockneys to make total dickheads themselves. Hello, I'm Mr. Ranson. Are you a lovable cockney? Called dear old Laura Blimey, Esther. Yes, indeed. Apples and pears, trouble and strife. Seagull, as the Queen Mum got a lovely smile. Of course, I'm a lovable cockney. Would you like to make a total dickhead of yourself? Of course I would. Apples and pears, straight heart, seagull, as the Queen Mum got a lovely smile. Of course I'd like to make a dickhead of myself. There is always some insane old granny, some mad old cockney granny cackling away, desperate to show the world her knickers. She cannot wait. She wants some more knickers. All right, Esther, do the can. There we go. Da-da, have a look at my knickers, Esther. There, there's my knickers. Imagine if you had a granny like that. Imagine, I mean, you take your first ever boy or girlfriend home to see your granny and your silver-haired old granny. Granny, this is Cindy. No, please don't do it. Don't. Ah! There's my knickers, Cindy. Have a look at my knickers. Insane. What is this about? The most fabulous audience participation show of all has to be Blind Date. Blind Date is addictive. You cannot stop watching it. It's the most marvellous concept for a show, but very strange. I mean, what is, honestly, the concept of Blind Date? Scylla stands there, says to some poor girl or boy, says to her, which of these 3 grinning Wally bozos would you least object to shagging? Now, come on. That's what it's about, isn't it? Because we're all thinking, I wonder if they had it off. I wonder if they did it while they were away together. I wonder if they had it off. Do you think they shagged? I don't know. She won't be able to have it off with him because she's really tall and he's really short. T-he. Look, she's got a fat one and he's wearing a bow tie. T-flipping-he. Because that's what everyone did. They have it off when they went for their afternoon at London Zoo. Because I've been lucky. I went to Australia on tour and I saw the original Australian version. This is true. And it's called Perfect Match. Now, on Perfect Match, they give them a week in Bali. What does old Scylla do? She said, you lucky chucks. You lucky chucks, you've won a romantic dinner for 2 at McDonald's. Look at that. Now, let's see how they got on last week. Diddly-diddly-doo. Well, it was all embarrassing, really, because, like, he kept taking the lid off his hamburger and fishing out the gherkin, and then he put it on the table, and I put my elbow in it, and I hated that. You never said you minded at the time. Shut up about the gherkin. Did you shag him? It's a strange show. I mean, it's about who links up with who. You know how they decide who's compatible with which person. How they make up a compatibility is the person has to decide which of the 3 grinning Wally bozos can best remember the previously rehearsed spontaneous joke that they have to deliver, right? I mean, what a way to decide on compatibility. They're not really going to match the right sorts of. I mean, no one could be matched on Blind. I reckon Charles and Di must have met on Blind Date. I mean, I love them dearly, but they're not exactly well matched, are they? I mean, she is a Sloane Ranger and he is a hippie, let's be honest. She should have married Andrew Ridgeley and he should have married Mavis on 4. It's quite clear to me. I mean, imagine, they're on Blind Date. It's a royal blind date. There's Di behind the place. There she is standing with Scylla, and on her other side is Charles and 2 grinning Wally bozos. You know the sort. There they are, loads of money's to a man. They're good old boys. They've got the bomber jackets on, the Pringle sweaters and a beautiful stay press. Good old boys, good old British boys. Hoffmeister, follow the beer advert, lovely good old British boys. Good old lads, bomber jacket, plenty of jewellery, know what I mean, plenty of that. Good old boys. Come Saturday, they'll be on the terraces with a standing ice, but they're good old boys. Anyway, so there goes Di. Poor old Charles is sitting there, he looks about 150 in his tweed coat. Somebody should tell him he's his own worst enemy, because I love him, but he's not a girl. Anyway, so there's her. Scylla says to Di, ask your question then. And Di asks some question, I don't know. Something like, what holiday would you like most? What holiday? And the first grinning Wally bozo says, Ibiza, Scylla, know what I mean? For the birds. And we're having a laugh because he said birds. He said birds. He likes a bit of that. He's a lad. He's a boy. He's a good old British boy, likes some of that. He said birds. All in the audience were having a laugh. He's a lad. He's a one. He's a boy. He said birds. He likes some of that. Hoffmeister, follow the bear. Scylla's saying, he's a one in it. He's a boy. He's a lad. He's a one. He's a boy. He's a wanker, Scylla. We can all see that. Finally, that got round to Charlie. Poor old Charlie. Guy says, what sort of holiday would you like? He says, well, quite honestly, I fancy a week digging peat in the Outer Hebrides. Now, poor old Di is so sort of out of touch and into the disco scene, she thinks the Outer Hebrides must be a new disco. And Pete must be a new pop sensation to take over from Bros. She says, all right, Charlie, let's get down the Outer Hebrides, dig a bit of Pete. Fair enough. Right now, someone who's getting better and better, going through the roof with another of his fantastic creations. How did he do it? Please welcome another friend of Harry Enfield's, the extraordinary Bugger All Money.
What are youse lot all looking at? Haven't you seen a bloke smirking 20 tubs at once before? You dozy southern daft bastard, you! Look at that, yeah, bugger all money! Bugger all money, but I'm that hard, mate! Come here and stitch the bloody lot of you! Right, you're probably wondering what am I doing down here again? Well, I'll tell you, right? I've woke up this morning, right, and I've gone to myself, oi, bugger all money? I says, what do you want, you bastard? I says, Stephen, call me a bastard, you puff. I said, are you calling our mama hooah? And I punched myself in the face. I'm that hard, me, bugger all money. I've come down to London to search and destroy that loads of money bloke, right? I've come down on the bus like me. I always get the bus because it takes 5 hours and that gives us loads of time to smirk tabs and drink beer and fart and that. The bloke sitting next to me says, all that drinking beer, pal, you'll be needing the toilet soon. I've gone, thanks for the offer, pal, and I've pissed in his sandwich box. I'm great, me, bugger all money. Shut up, you bastard! You bloody bastard! At Victoria, right? At Victoria Station, right? I've got in one of them London taxis. The driver says, where to, Gov? I says, I didn't know about anyone else, pal. But you's going straight to hospital! Aye, that tells him. Aye, I'm bloody great, me. I'm bloody great. Did you just spill my pint? Come here and box your legs in, you bastard! Well, I'll tell you the best thing about London, right? Them soldiers outside Buckingham Palace with them dirty, great, big, daft hats and that. I bloody loves them, me, because you can clobber them in the nuts as much as you like, and they're not allowed to fall over. I was there for 2 hours, me. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Yari, pal. Didn't you want to fall over? It was bloody great, man. I've gone down that 10 Downing Street, right? I've clobbered the copper and gone straight in. I've gone up to that Mrs. Thatcher and says, oi, I want a word with youse. She says, ask me anything you like. I says, all right. How many tabs do you smirk? She says, none. I says, none. You divin' snurk nerd tabs and you think you're bloody great. You're a dirty cockney bastard. Aye, that was her joke. Aye, bugger all money, but I'm that bastard hard, you bastard. Aye.
Now, something very special. It's not often in this job you get such a big treat as this, a chance to introduce the superstar of comedy, probably the greatest comedy exponent in the world, live in the studio, gracing Friday Night Live with our presence. Would you please welcome Dame Edna!
to say hello, Dame Edna, when I say that. Oh, darling, goodness me, I didn't expect I'd get such a buzz from being here tonight, to use a rather modern, youthful expression. But this studio has got marvellous vibes for me because I did my marvellous talk show, the Dame Edna Experience, here, and I think I left a beautiful atmosphere which has very much helped little Ben with his attempt. And what a marvellous attempt it's been, hasn't it? I suppose I'm looking at an alternative audience, aren't I? But you look pretty normal to me. I must say I'm a real megastar, not even an alternative one. But it's going to be a little bit of a relief for you to hear me tonight. I won't be shouting at you in a Cockney accent. But I could shock you. I'm sorry to say I could shock a lot of people. My material could shock you because I'm not going to use any four-letter words at all, I'm afraid. People will be writing in protest. No Channel 4-letter words. But I adore little Ben, and I foresee quite a future for that boy. To me, he's the Bob Monkhouse of the future. Because I think of this show as Ben Elton's Opportunity Knocks. I think of Little Bob's show is really Obscurity Knocks, don't you think? I mean, there's a similarity. You look at little Ben, the corner of his mouth. I think there's a wee little raunchy bit of Bob Monkhouse there. I'm not sure what an alternative comedian is, Possums. Is it someone who's funny every second day? Every alternate day could be. In which case, I hope tonight's comedians weren't funny yesterday, so they'll be funny tonight. But, you know, I'm a role model for so many of these people. I've heard all this material before. They ring me up at all hours of the night. They say, Dame Edna, is this funny? They try out their material on me. Because the young adore me, and I help so many young people. That's why I'm thrilled to know that there are some marvellous Australian talents on the program tonight. But they ring up and they say, we won't use those wicked, naughty words to you, Dame Edna. I said, say what you like, because I'm unshockable. I sleep with my New Zealand bridesmaid, Madge Alsop. And I can tell you, some of the things that wicked woman mutters in her sleep, I'm complete, particularly when she's had a cosmetic surgery operation. You know how people chat a bit under the anaesthetic. That's Madge for you. But back to little Ben, you know, he could have been my son. I'm old enough to be Ben Elton's mother. Incredible though it may seem, because I'm looking gorgeous. But to have had a little bubba like Ben, I would have had to have married a man with rather dark, curly hair, wouldn't I? And funnily enough, I'm not drawn to men with dark, curly hair. I mean, I am, but I wouldn't want to play hospitals with them. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, I would have married an Aborigine, wouldn't I? Don't say they haven't had their chances, because they have. I am an equal opportunities entertainer. I am. That's a rather sophisticated thing to say at this time of night, but I'm sure a lot of people at home will be amused by it. But, you know, darlings, I've heard all these people, and they chat away to me, and I am a role model. I get letters from mothers. They say, my son, my big macho rugby-playing son, is imitating you. They do. She said, he's dyeing his hair mauve, he's wearing beautiful frocks. And she said it's such a refreshing change since he's passed through his Kylie Minogue stage. Little Kylie is an Australian, by the way. And, of course, the thing that most of these alternate comedians say to me on the phone is they say they've got money problems. They don't know how to handle big money all of a sudden, I'm afraid. You know, they keep it in a cashmere sock under the futon. And I'm able to advise them. They don't know, you know, they just don't know how to spend it. They make jukebox collections and things of that kind. But I'm able, of course, to help them. Growing Rich Gracefully is the title of a book I have yet to write, but what a help it'll be to them. I had a phone call the other day from a very well-known alternate comedian, Bill Cosby. Have you heard of him? He's tinted, but he's talented. And he said to me, I earn so much money, even just walking to the car. You know, and of course, he earns almost as much as I give to my favourite charity, which is premenstrual tension research. You know, I give it monthly. They need it monthly, I'm telling you that. But that's my little concession to alternate humour. But He said, what should I do with it? I said, Bill, have you thought of helping people? There was a long silence in America, and I said that. I said, with your money, you could put a fitted carpet all over North America. I said, a nice, durable shag. And I said, it wouldn't show the stains. Or I said, you could help a third world country like England. I said, you could help rejuvenate the inner cities. He's thinking about that very, very seriously. But I'm thinking about Madge Allsop. You know, it's the first time I've ever been to this studio without my bridesmaid. She's having cosmetic surgery at the moment. She's a sad little woman, and she's into diet. She's into the hard-boiled egg diet. She eats 2 dozen hard-boiled eggs a day. It's a fire risk, really. You know, the other night I lit a match to look at my digital, and Madge turned over and she flapped her duvet, and I'm afraid I nearly lost my eyebrows. She's a worry, but it's lovely to be here, and I'll see you soon. I'll be here. Bye, darling. Bye-bye. I'll see you in a moment.
This is the end. There'll be no more Saturday Lives, no more Friday Night Lives. We have to say, because there've been a few reports in the press that Channel 4 have axed it, that is rubbish. They asked for another series, which is very nice of them, but we don't want to do it because we want to quit while we think it's good, and we want to be able to get down a pub on a Friday night. So from me, Harry, all the cast and crew of Friday Night Live, it's good night and goodbye.